Veteran Trash Talk, we actually vet our sponsors. We don't just take their money and run like a Butterbar Lieutenant lost on the land nav course. Are you finally ready to plant your flag and claim your territory? Maybe it's time to use that VA loan to buy a home. Or hell, maybe you're looking to refinance and put some extra cash in your pocket for more questionable life decisions. Either way, the Veterans Mortgage Source, powered by Canopy Mortgage, has your six. Look, buying a home or refinancing can feel like getting overrun on a bad op. Chaotic, confusing, and full of obstacles that make no damn sense. That's where Corey and his team come in. They're like the QRF of home loans, ready to pull you out of the chaos and guide you to the best program for you. And trust me, they'll answer all your questions. Yeah, even the dumb ones. Whether you're a salty vet or fresh out of barracks still trying to figure out where your TA-50 went. Great service, solid rates, and a team that actually understands the military life. That's why all of us here at Veteran Trash Talk trust them to do right by every veteran and their family. Ready to lock it in? Give Corey a call or shoot him a text at 808-699-7874. That's 808-699-7874. Don't wait. Unless you like overpaying and getting treated like an FNG. The Veterans Mortgage Source is powered by Canopy Mortgage, LLC. All loans are subject to credit and property approval.
What's up, Trash Talkers? Listen, it's impossible to fight, okay, if you don't know what you're fighting for. Does that make sense? Like, if you're in the dumps and you're struggling with mental health, things of that nature, it's going to continue tearing you down, all right? Because you're consistently trying to fight something, which is that demon, which is usually something from the past, right? Maybe that why needs to be fighting for your future. Let that be your why. Get the hell up and start fighting for your future. Stop fighting things that happened in the past. Easier said than done, right? Go seek help. It's okay not to be okay. A lot of people need to hear this. You are more of a warrior and a fighter if you stand up and say, hey, this has to stop. I need to go seek help. The stigma, everything has changed. It's okay not to be okay.
And so my honesty cap is dedicated to a little, we'll call it a public service announcement for civilians and other people in the military. There are a few people that you should always take their stories with a grain of salt. Vegans, CrossFitters, and special operations guys that tell you that they were special operations without being prompted. The first thing they say is, yeah, I used to be soft. Right. The only unicorn in that entire group is like a special operations guy that was like a vegan and did CrossFit. That guy's probably going to stay quiet for a little bit longer because he's confused as what he should talk about first. And that's the only reason. Right. Anybody that says that they were soft without being prompted or without it being like a normal part of your communications is probably either an enabler or going to tell you a bunch of stuff that's not exactly true.
What's up, Trash Talkers? Hitting you up this morning with a special promo on how to dress when you are doing PT in civilians, but you want everybody to know you're an Army. This comes from the Buddy Beckwith fashion design of how to work out. So first, you can notice the RI panties. Not Ranger panties, but Ranger Instructor panties. The green socks, the knee brace for the old guys. Don't forget the M frames. Now the shirt, don't wear the Trash Talk shirt while you're running. This is just for the promo. You want to put on like an 80-second shirt or like your favorite airborne shirt so everybody knows that you're a veteran. That's the most important thing. And you start with this stretch. Buddy Beckwith taught me this one. ready to go.
This is the Veteran Trash Talk Hour, hosted by Nick, Dave, and Buddy. Real warriors making fun of other real warriors. Try to not get triggered.
What's up, Trash Talkers? What is up, Gruntworks Nation? Welcome to Season 2, Episode 26 of the Trash Talk Hour. Special guest today is Army veteran Robin Johnson. And as usual, I'm here with Buddy and no Nick today.
Where's Nick?
Where's Nick?
Did you guys see
Where's
Nick?
Nick?
Where's Nick?
MIA.
I'm Nick.
man.
I went through a little change, guys.
I mean, I just read your bio, so it could be.
Could happen.
You got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Well, Nick, our fearless leader, we hope that you're okay. We called you and it went straight to voicemail, so don't know what you're doing. You're probably playing golf.
Or watching somebody run fast.
Yeah, hopefully
One or the other.
that's what he's doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
How y'all doing today? Good?
Can't complain.
Yeah, it's great today. It's beautiful, South Carolina.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Tennessee's a little bit wet, but that's fine. It's we got a lot of rain. Getting a lot of rain.
Oh yeah, it's sunny here. So, but there was a bridge run today, so it was like thousands of people running a stupid bridge run. I'm like, why?
Where you
Yeah.
at in South Carolina?
Charleston.
Charleston, nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a beautiful area.
Yeah, I like it.
Why
I miss the beaches. We don't really have any beaches out here in Arizona.
Yeah, all the sand though.
Yeah, true.
There's
A lot of it.
Giant beach goes all the way to the coast.
Yep, for sure. Hey, Matt, thanks for tuning in. Hey, Guy, Air Force Guy is in. Good to have you here. I'm sure my mom is watching too, as she usually always does. But yeah, let's
Maybe you
get
should
into
call her
it.
more.
So, yeah, let's get into it. So usually we pick a conspiracy, and this one really isn't a conspiracy. This is actually just like trending, and it's not trending as much as I think it should be personally, because it's pretty big news. So for anybody that's watching, or for you guys, have you heard of the stuff that they supposedly found under the pyramid in Egypt?
I have.
Some
have.
mainstream
I'm gonna
media,
say
yeah, you
this
have,
the
and that's why.
driest possible way, by the way. Yes,
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah, and the fun thing about it is, buddy, and I'm sure you'll get into it. That's why I thought it was fitting for today's show, is that you were just there like 2 weeks ago. So again, some of the mainstream media is reporting about it, but I feel like it's a much bigger story than that. So I got a video for us to watch, and then we'll talk about it. Chris, go ahead and play the video.
So this is either going to be the biggest discovery of the century, or it's going to be complete nonsense. But apparently the pyramid at Khafre at Giza has been scanned by radar, and that they allegedly detected massive structures that were stirring far below the pyramid. Allegedly, researchers said that they announced the discovery of a normal vertical cylindrical structures that were approximately 648 meters beneath the Giza plateau. They were using advanced synthetic aperture radar tomography. The team reported a complex of 5 multi-layer subsurface halls with sloped roofs connected by geometric pathways and 8 deep cylindrical wells arranged in 2 parallel rows. These hollow cylinders spiral downward and eventually merge into 2 gigantic cube-shaped chambers that are about 80 meters across. Now, the people that claim to have discovered this were Corrado Malanga of University of Pisa and Filippo Biondi of University of Strathclyde. Now, they're saying that these formations are man-made and not natural. Now, here's the thing. This is still awaiting peer review and confirmation, so it's not confirmed yet. But it's already started blowing up all over the internet because of the fact that if this is man-made structures beneath the pyramid, that's 2,100 feet below the surface of the Giza plateau, that could potentially be the biggest discovery of our lifetime, because what that would do is that would prove that there were civilizations back dating before the Egyptians that potentially were more advanced than today's current technology, which would be pretty unprecedented. Now, one of the popular alternative fringe theories that may or may not be true is that these giant structures that were beneath the pyramids were part of a gigantic ancient energy system rather than just tombs. Now, people that are supporters of this are saying that the precision engineering of the pyramids and enigmatic internal structures feature evidence of some kind of power generating machine. Now, the engineer and author Christopher Duns argued famously that the Great Pyramid was essentially a huge geomechanical device, like a power plant, designed to convert Earth's vibrational energy into microwave or electric power. Now, according to the scenario that Christopher Dunn put out, he said that there were resonating chambers and strategic materials like granite in the king's chamber, which were used to amplify the vibrations. The pyramid's architecture guided the energy upward, which could then be extracted. There's a lot of other fringe theorists that are saying that the newly reported vertical shafts and massive cubes underground could fit into this energy mechanism model. For example, a guy by the name of Greg Reese hypothesized that these new findings could suggest that the cylindrical wells might have served as conduits for energy and sound, and that the huge cube structures could have been energy storage or stabilization units, kind of similar to the components that you would have from a large industrial generator, because this stuff resembles giant subterranean capacitors or Tesla coil systems, according to some of the theorists.
Wild.
Well, none of that's new though. Like, well, what is new?
I was going to get to that. Go ahead. Yeah, we can have an open discussion about this. Yeah, go ahead.
The new stuff is that they use. What's crazy is they use that topography that they use. That was from a satellite, so like that's all the way in space, and they're able to like penetrate that much of the Earth's crust. Is kind of crazy. But like the idea that the pyramids were like it. So what we know about Egypt and like the history of Egypt is all from basically like a handful of people, and 99% of what we know is their assumptions. Like they don't know a lot. They assume things. Like they've been calling all of the pyramids tombs.
Correct, and that's like
they never found a body in a single one of them.
Yep.
Like there's never, and then they figure because there was a giant granite block inside the king's chamber of the Great Pyramid that was a sarcophagus. But then they just now found out that they've been going into the biggest pyramid. They found out that they've been going in it incorrectly. There's a like 14-ton block that's the actual entrance into like the pyramid. They just now figured it out. But there's also a lot of things inside the pyramids that like there's copper wire, there's like all kinds of crazy stuff and there's like pathways that shouldn't be there or really don't make any sense. But yeah, that's not that part's not new, but the 650 meter down and then the cubes that they're talking about are like 80 meters by 80 meters by 80 meter cubes. I don't know if you know how big a football field is, but that's big. That's a lot. That's a big room.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super fascinating for me mainly, and you obviously know a lot more about this, and maybe you can talk about your experience when you were in Egypt. But just the way, obviously, I went to school in Germany, and during that part of history, we talked about the Egyptians. We didn't talk about World War II too much when I went to school in Germany. Probably a good reason for that. But we talked about the pyramids a lot and how they were built, and I was like always fascinated. But that literally just erases everything that we were taught. And that's what fascinates me the most about it, because it was taught that they just dug these big holes and then put these blocks in there, and that these slaves drug these blocks from miles away. It's just like you just said, everything that we've been taught would completely be erased essentially. And if we find technology there, then what does that say? I'm not even saying aliens. I'm saying an ancient civilization or whatever that was on Earth prior to us. It opens up a whole lot of questions.
I don't know if you've ever tried to like dig in limestone before, but it's not easy.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I mean, there's engineers now that say that however they built them with the tools that they had, the primitive tools that they had, like it just wouldn't be possible to like.
Well, they don't know what they had. That's
one mistake, you wouldn't end up at the top, like closed. You know what I'm saying? Like one mistake, and what did it take them? 20, 30? How many years? I don't know what.
They say like 29 years or something like that.
Yeah.
The Great Pyramids. The other thing that's crazy to me is like when you go to Egypt, Like, and it's always been mind blowing. And it doesn't really matter whether it's Egypt or like, even when I went to Jordan, there's a big Roman town called Jarish, just outside of Amman in Jordan. And like, people are like, oh, yeah, it was lost for like a couple hundred years. And we're like, how the fuck do you lose the Sphinx and like a whole pyramid? Like, how do you just like at one day they were like, hey, let's go meet at the pyramids. And like the other person was just like, what are you talking about? What pyramid? Like the great pyramids, all the like those big 9 pyramids that are over there. I don't know what you're saying, man. Like, no idea. We don't go there anymore. It's weird that like all that stuff just gets like buried. And there's still like a bunch of the like there's the Great Pyramid, then there's another pyramid. Like there's 9 pyramids in that whole section, and like one of them is still buried on, like there's 40 or 50 feet of it that's still under the ground, and they think they found another Sphinx out there somewhere. Like they don't know. It's like it's crazy that it's just missing, and it's also crazy that all of it is like all of the information for like Egyptology that comes from Egypt has to pretty much go through one guy, and that's starts with a Z. It's like Zahar or something like that, but he's like the most famous like wannabe Indiana Jones guy. But like everything goes through him, and if he doesn't agree with it, that's just not how it is.
So literally, the flow of information can just be stopped by him.
Yes, like 80
like who knows what they're.
Yeah, the guy's still a boss. Like he's still like rappelling down tombs and like finding stuff. But like if he doesn't agree with it, just isn't a thing.
He'll pull your press credentials, or never mind.
Yeah, he's just will be like, yeah, you're just not allowed to come to Egypt anymore. He can get you not allowed to go to Egypt. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, but but if you talk to them, like,
wow,
it's super funny to go to Egypt and take tours like with tour guides, because sometimes you'll get like a Muslim tour guide and you get like one side of a story, and then sometimes you'll get like a Christian tour guide and you get like a whole different side of a story. And like, because like they'll tell you like if you go to like Alexandria that like the Romans, like Caesar burnt down the Library of Alexandria. And it's been proven that he didn't. It's also like then you'll hear from the other side that are like, oh no, the Muslims did it. It's like that's also been proven. It's basically what happened was like as time went on, people started taking little bits and moving little, so it just got broken up. Nobody wanted to take care of the library. So
yeah.
So
do you guys think that whatever technology you use, it's still under peer review, and shoot, we might not even hear anything about it in a couple weeks. They just might bury it.
I mean, it's been around for a month or two.
No pun intended.
Yeah, because didn't they find this out in like, isn't this from like 2021, and then they finally released the finding? Okay, 22, and then they finally released the findings a few days ago. Yeah. It's just crazy to me,
like,
man.
What also is crazy is that it's got like you saw the pictures where they have like the big tubes that go down. The things that are on the outside, those are like supposed to be like the size like walkways and stairs to go down them. So if you see how small those are and how big those holes are, like those are pretty substantial holes in the ground for sure. But they haven't been down there yet. And then they're saying that like the King's Chamber, there's like 8 of those in the Great Pyramid. Yeah. Which is also crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I guess we're just at a standstill until, well, we don't even know what they're going to tell us, right? But yeah, it's just super fascinating.
Well, it's just
you missed the video, Nick. You might be educated on it, Nick. I don't know what the pyramid stuff that's been going on lately.
Have I missed the battle?
Yeah, it's not really a conspiracy. We're just kind of openly discussing the findings, which are still under peer review. But have you seen the videos at all? No.
For what?
No. Under Giza, like those structures that they found that go how many miles beneath the earth and stuff?
640 or 50 meters. So wow.
Aliens.
Well, no, it's not really or ancient civilization, right? Again, this wasn't really a conspiracy. This is kind of just like a topic that's going on right now. It's pretty fascinating. And since Buddy was in Egypt, I was like, let's talk
And
about
again,
that.
like everything you see in Egypt is insane. Like it's crazy. And you could tell that the people that live there now, they ain't have shit to do with that. Like, nah. Whoever had that information, they moved quite a while ago. Like they aren't there anymore. Like
the great floods took
the
care of
stuff
them.
that they're building now is fine, but it's not. We're on completely different levels. Like they got buildings that are like lean sideways, and they're like, yeah, it's always just been like that. Like you didn't have a level. Like y'all built the pyramids. Now you're building skyscrapers that like have a like a 10-degree tilt. Like okay,
well, yeah, I mean, there's definitely some craziness that's happened in that region. We know that for sure. But like
there's a
Iraq.
whole town in the they call it the City of the Dead in Cairo. But like they're so poor that they bought like tombs for their like grandpa, and then they're just like, you know what, we're gonna live with grandpa still, so we're just gonna live in the tomb. They ran power and water, and they just live in the City of the Dead. It's a giant city. It's all tombs, and just people that live with their grandpa. Somebody dies, they just kick them over on top of grandpa, and they're like, didn't even have to go there for the funeral. Which is a great segue into Robin, by the way.
Great. It's funny. I'm sitting here like we're putting all the science and effort into discussing this, and it's probably just some elaborate system for the men to have their mistresses just move underneath and come up into their room when they need.
You know how good the mistress would have to be for me to dig a 750 meter.
You don't know. You don't know.
You better have that magic.
That was
Fatima got that good stuff. Like, how are we gonna get her in? I got an idea, boss. 650 meters down. We'll build a big room. How big's the room gonna be? Say 80 meters by 80 meters.
They did have concubines back in the day.
It's like
you had a whole room full of them. If you were
the
powerful
first edition of Epstein's Island is actually the pyramids. Like that would be.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, you never know.
Who knows?
You never know.
Anyway,
Nick, where you been?
Well,
I fell asleep.
No, you didn't.
So I've been running hard all day, and you fall asleep or did you pass out? No, it was. Definitely just missed the time, so I got on.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, early is on time.
Did her race go over?
But whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I was at the track meet and then at a baseball game, and it was like, came home. I'm like, I'll just sit down for like 15 minutes before before 4:30, and it's like, nope, never mind. Forget
because
about
I called your phone and it went straight to voicemail. I'm like, all right, that's usually concerning. Your phone's always on.
42. Yeah, too old now. Just racked out. Of course, my phone volume is off.
That's when you know you're screwed, when you have to start taking naps.
Exactly.
Yeah, and your internet sucks too now, Nick. What the hell, man? You're falling apart over there.
Yeah, not even. Yeah.
Oh man.
And I even was talking to Tanner, who's in the chat. I was talking to him like 35 minutes ago. I think so. But oh man, yeah. Do we already cover Buddy's honesty cap?
No, we
have not yet. We're about to get into that before we get into our guest. Yeah.
Is that my cue?
That's your cue, buddy. Yeah.
So, speaking of news, Doge has been in the news a lot lately.
Ooh.
Really?
I would like to pinpoint them to the U.S. Postal Service. We are talking about getting rid of the Department of Education. How is it the post office is not above the Department of Education in things that we should just get rid of? Here's why I say this. Very anecdotal. I got it. But it's the straw that broke the camel's back, and I'm done. I'm waiting on a part to fix my truck. I ordered it off of eBay. I should have known when it said USPS to just, I'll pay the extra and get it from Amazon. Part was supposed to be here on Monday. Call them on Wednesday. Olga told me that they literally, the chick's name was Olga, and she sounded like I called the Ukraine. That's where they got her from. She's
That's the other number all the time.
Yeah. So she tells me, we can't put in a service request to find your package and find out what's going on until Friday. I was like, it's already going to be a week late at that point. Yeah, can't help you. Okay, cool. So I call Friday, put in a service request. By the way, it's coming from Virginia. All right. Put in a middle map of America. I live in Tennessee. Package is coming Virginia. Couple states over, just straight over. Thursday, I look at the little tracking. The package is finally moved after 4 days, and it moved to New Jersey. It's up there. It's farther away. It took 5 days for the package to go farther away than to come closer to me. All right. I don't know how to, whatever. So I put in my service request. They call me back and they're like, well, your package went to New Jersey because that's where the hub is. Like, there's not a hub in DC. There's not a hub in Nashville. There's not a hub in like any other town around Virginia. It had to go to New Jersey. Cool. And then she's like, it's also 25 pounds. So they may not have been able to pick it up. Like 25 pounds? Who are you hiring at the post office that 25 pounds? Like, I got that they hire veterans and like disability and like all this other stuff, but
Disabled
25
people,
pounds, Sarge, if you can't lift 25 pounds and put it on a truck, you need to go lay down somewhere and just rest or something. Ridiculous. And then the fact is, Amazon, UPS, FedEx, DHL, all those people, you like go on their website and they'll tell you Bill's got your package in the truck and he's located at 532 give a fuck lane. But you go to
deliver your shit in drones.
The U.S. Postal Service,
Mhm.
and they can't do it. It might be in Virginia. It might be in New Jersey. The people that think that the U.S. government has the ability to like get into your phone and know what you're thinking, like all like it can track you and like they have satellites that'll like come down if you're like saying the wrong thing. There's no fucking way. No way. Because the government
Amazon has that though.
A package. They can't even track a pack. Amazon might be able to. Apple can definitely do it. But the U.S. Postal Service? Nah.
Buddy, how many times you've been married?
Just twice.
Okay. But see, this is what I'm saying. You chose the USPS.
Like,
are you choose that habit?
Hold on. Don't gaslight me, madam. I didn't choose the U.S. Postal Service. eBay chose the U.S. Postal Service. From now on, I will make sure that it's going through something other than the post office.
Because you were like, red flag, but red's my favorite color.
Yeah. I also...
She's got a point.
I also married a stripper, but she was really nice. I'm just joking. I never married a stripper.
Well, we don't know it. We don't know that. But hey, Chris's mom works for the post office, so maybe Carrie will jump on the show and tell us what's going on with your package.
Yeah, probably not. Some lady from Clarksville tried to call me to tell me what was going on with my package and was like super accusatory, like she was going to yell at me, and I was just going to be like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cause you problems." I was like, "What? Why are you yelling at me? I like it was order something."
Jimmy Holland in the chat says, "Accept your bad decisions, buddy.
Accept your bad decisions.
Okay.
Accept your bad
First of all,
decisions."
don't put this on me. Like I didn't
trigger him some more.
Just because I wore a mini skirt and took a lot of drugs doesn't mean that I asked for it. All right?
Okay.
Yeah, don't be victim blaming, Jimmy.
Direction.
That's what you guys are acting like. Yeah. You're acting like I asked for it. All I wanted was my damn part.
Yeah. Here goes Chris, buddy. Send me a tracking number. I'll have my mom find out. Look.
Yeah, he was Marine Corps intel.
I can tell you it's in New Jersey. The fact is, I could have driven to Virginia and back to my house every single day and put the part on my truck, and it would have been running. And it's been a week and a half, and I had to push. You know what made me even more mad? In order to get my good car into the garage, I have to push one of two not good cars out of the way because my truck's not working. So, like, I had to push cars out of the way because we were supposed to get hail. Now it's just real mad. That's when I decided I needed to call either Elon Musk or Donald Trump and have the post office shut down.
Yeah, I think you can just tweet. You can tweet Elon. He should respond.
Give it a shot.
Doge. Yeah.
Guy says, think of this. The U.S. Postal Service is responsible for validating all addresses in the U.S.
Take that, buddy.
Google drives around. They can do the same thing at the same time.
All we got to do is
it's one of those things where
Angel, I submitted we just started a shit show here. I submitted a package. I submitted a package tracking.
Apparently, a lot of people
was delivered, and the Postal Service is still looking for it. You just opened up a can of worms here.
Yeah, because the post office sucks. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. What do they do? What do you get in your mailbox on a
Talking
daily
more about the
basis?
postal
Really?
service than the freaking Pyramid of Giza.
The
But
only
anyway,
reason
that's
that
good.
the
I think
post
we've hit
office
common ground
exists,
with a lot of our viewers right now. So
the only reason the post office exists is because Johnny, like whatever lawyer and or window cleaner or whatever junk mail I get every freaking day, pays them to deliver shit that I throw away. They should just deliver it to the landfill. Easy. You know what? Environmentally, we should get rid of the post office. There's the argument.
you just hit both sides now. You got the righties with Elon, and now you got the environment on the lefty. There you go.
They're driving their little garbagey trucks around, polluting everything, giving me mail that I have to throw away, filling up my landfill. All of it could be an email that I could just delete. Boom. Right. Post office.
Boom.
Hi.
Yeah. No, I got the post office is really. Go ahead, Robin. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say, just have the postmaster general say something bad about the president, and he'll just do away with the whole thing.
There you go. How do we trick it into
true.
Yeah. We should do that.
And then the district judge in Hawaii will say that he can't scratch it, and then we'll all be okay. Nothing will change.
It really has become irrelevant, though. I mean, what do they do that you can't do anywhere else?
Yeah, they talked about this a few years ago, the last time Trump was president, about just how they constantly lose money. Like it loses money every year, and it's like, why do we still
average
have it?
salary is like something like crazy, like $60,000 or $70,000 a year for a postal carrier. To tell me that Discover card is again giving me another offer that I can't refuse, and yet have still refused. Weird.
Yeah. It's one of those. It's a legacy thing, It was really important back in the day when they had the Pony Express, and you had the one guy riding the horse, delivering your mail 3 weeks later. And then capitalism takes over, and you got the companies like Google, Amazon, UPS, and they're just better. It is what it is. But
you could just save up all of my junk mail and deliver it with my Amazon package every couple weeks.
Jimmy says we please talk about something else like Down syndrome or the apocalypse.
I feel like that during an apocalypse, a bunch of Down syndrome people could run the post office better than the post office is run.
There you go.
And have better attitudes.
Yeah. Anyway, well, no, I think we can talk about something else. Yep. I mean, that sounded more like a book of Earl than it did, an honesty cap.
Well, honestly, we need to get rid of the post office. I mean,
you're triggered.
Everybody attacking me today? All I said was the post office.
We'll make a shirt. We'll make a shirt, buddy. We'll make a shirt.
Yeah.
USPS. Ooh, I didn't even think about this. You know what else? I called them, and they said that the storms in the southeast were delaying mail. Whatever happened to rain, snow, sleet, or fucking hail? Nothing stops the U.S. mail. What now? It's just like, if it's raining, we're fucked. Like, I guess. I don't know. That's their motto. USPS. If it's raining, too bad.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess we can honor Jimmy's wish, and we can transition here to our guest,
Bates?
Robin. Huh?
Jimmy who? Jimmy Bates?
Jimmy Holland.
No,
not Jimmy Bates. Jimmy Bates is probably in the woods somewhere.
He's probably hunting hogs.
Yeah, hunting hogs right now. But no, I was super excited. Reached out to Robin again, and she has agreed to grace us with her presence. We follow her on Instagram, and she just recently posted something about her schedule coming up, and very, very busy and very, very awesome. And then we got to talking about, and it was funny when Buddy brought up Doge, because like all this stuff going on right now, the world needs a little bit of humor, right? And we need to just have a little bit of fun, and then. Just randomly, she's a Buckeye, so there it is. I got the little Ohio State thing for you, pulled it out. But no, Army veteran. She did graduate from Buddy's Pathfinder course, so Buddy was the lead Pathfinder instructor, probably when you went through too. That's the only reason I got it.
I don't know. When did you go through Pathfinder school?
2001.
Oh no,
no. Buddy was that was the second time he was
first class at the time, but or staff sergeant.
Yeah, it was actually 9/11 was day 2.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
yeah. I thought they were just messing with us.
I bet air traffic control was super interesting.
Yeah, it was.
What they didn't do was call base. So
Yeah, report base. Yeah, there you go. I still remember that.
yeah.
Man, the stuff that they gave us the ability to do in the Army was just awesome. Just old Staff Sergeant Cottrell changing the drop altitude of a jump, getting everything shut down. Buddy said I can do it. It's in the book. It's safe.
With it at 100 feet. Who cares? Let's do it. Call it.
No, it was good. But no, she has a very, very interesting thing that she's was talking about.
And she's airborne too. I don't know if you said that, but that makes her cooler than everybody else.
Airborne.
You know,
you can just tell by the persona. We didn't even have to ask her that. But Robin, what have you been doing since the last time you were on the Trash Talk Hour? And you referenced Patch Adams, and I was like, I love that movie. And it's kind of like the way you're going now. So I'll let you get into that. Welcome back to the Trash Talk Hour. Monica says you rock and met her in California last year. So,
hi, Monica.
Yeah. So, hey, tell us what you got going on. And again, welcome to the dumpster fire for the second time.
Yeah, I don't even know if I can follow that whole tangent about the USPS. Oh my God.
Be fun.
Geez, Louise, brutal, buddy. Yeah, well, it's good to be back. I've been doing stand-up since I left the Army, which has been a really interesting and unique path. But yeah, doing that. But I feel like there's more. Doing stand-up's fun. You can make people laugh, but there's just not always that lasting impact. So I got kind of nerdy, started studying humor, did a 3-year program, got credentialed. So now I'm a certified humor professional, which I know you're like, what the hell is that? Basically, we use humor to provide therapy and mental fitness support. And so in doing that, so I'm now a veteran fellow at the Hoover Institution at Stanford. I'm teaching a class called The Patch Adams Effect, Humor and Patient Care at Stanford Medical University. And yeah, just going all around talking to groups, organizations about how humor is a superpower, and still doing some comedy. And we were talking earlier, I also like to put the fun in funerals. So if you guys have ever seen the theater masks, like comedy and tragedy, I believe that there can be laughter like when you feel like you should have tears. So I'm starting to do celebrant work, which means if you want a funeral that's more of a celebration of life and less of a sad occasion, I'm your girl. And so I write funny obituaries, funny eulogies. I can ghostwrite them, or I can do them for you. So yeah, all of that stuff is new.
Should call it like
that's awesome. And speaking of Stanford,
you might be dead, but you'll die laughing.
You'll die laughing. I might use that actually. Yeah.
I'll just need a couple dollars every time you say it. That's fine.
Yeah. If Buddy was smart, he would honestly write down a lot of the stuff that he says, and he could probably get paid for it. But he just says it and then goes fishing.
Okay. You can be my
I say it and then wait for my packages.
Yeah.
I love the celebration of life aspect because Buddy always talks about it. We've talked about it, but we've been all guilty of it when, like military wise, somebody passed Memorial Day weekend. We've talked about this multiple times on the show. Are you going to be sad that day, or are you going to celebrate? Like your brothers that are watching you, if you're spiritual, you believe in God and they're in heaven, if they're watching you, what would they want you to do? They wouldn't want you to be down in the dumps, crying, pissed off, angry. They would want you to crack open a beer, party up, take a shot or whatever. So tying that into then in the funeral business, is that just for veterans or is that just for anybody? And how do people, how many people actually go that route and say, hey, I want to do this, to say I'm instead of, the regular funeral? Because it's obviously a little bit.
It's growing a lot because so many more people are becoming less religious and less churched or claim a church. Church attendance has dropped a lot. So they may not have a clergy member that they want to go to. And then just a lot more people really want to have a celebration. They're like, I don't want my grandma's funeral. I don't want people to come by and look at me in a casket and be like, okay, and some people just want to have a toast to margaritas and tacos or a shot of bourbon and toast to their loved one and call it a day. And
I love that.
Would you say it's more people that are planning their own funerals or people that are planning funerals for someone that go the other your route?
Interesting. People who are terminally ill or know that they have kind of a death sentence, if you will, like they know it's coming, they tend to be more proactive in planning. But when people die suddenly, like unexpectedly, obviously it's the loved ones planning it. Here's the thing: we do a shitty job in America planning our post life whatever. I mean, the number of people like our age and younger who actually have a plan, have got their shit together, is astounding. We are all going to die. I cannot even believe how many people are completely unprepared, have not even thought about whether they want to be buried or cremated. Of course, I want to be cremated because it's the closest thing to having a smoking hot body that I'll ever have. But that's what I'm going to do. But some people don't even tell their family like where their stuff is or papers. And so we're dealing with families that are just like overwhelmed and they just don't. In the military, we have a plan. We have like a plan, not a family care plan. You know what I mean? We have like we're
you
forced
fill
to
out
have
the whole
everything
book.
in order. But
Yeah.
civilians don't have that, and they are a shit show basically.
Well,
They got to.
we're also like Western culture is a lot more sad about funerals than a lot of other cultures are, to be honest. Like you're supposed to cry and like be miserable, and like there are a lot of other cultures where they do have a different, like they celebrate like the person's life and then that they passed on to something better or whatever. And we're like, that's why I kind of figured that like terminally ill people would be more like the fun route as opposed to people that were doing it for somebody, because people are doing it for somebody are just like, well, I have
Are
to
usually grieving already.
well, they figure they have to be sad, like because that's what is expected of them, instead of like what would more sum up the person's life than their death. Like, you know what I mean? Your death's really only one day, and your life was a lot longer. Generally,
I like
many
that.
days.
See, that was another well said thing, buddy. I'm going to write that down
That
too.
was a haiku.
you might want to just you can just
your death is one day.
we put this on Facebook.
Buddy's a talent.
And other
Buddy's
things.
a talent.
You can just go back and just write this stuff down.
And I only pay him $25 a show with our sponsor money, so I get him for a freaking steal. Like,
Yeah.
That's
worth
pretty
way
good.
more
Like
than that.
$25 an hour. $25 an hour, pretty high.
Yeah, you know what's coming more popular is living funerals, meaning the person's still alive, but like they know that they're like, maybe they have cancer. It's usually cancer, some sort of other terminal illness. And like I did one, and it was a guy, and he was young. I mean, like 47. And so he wanted to have a party, and like all his frat brothers came in, and they just partied. And of course, I had to kind of at a certain point kind of just turn my head because they were like, "You don't care if we have strippers and cocaine, do you?" And I was like, "Well, you do you, But it was very interesting. Hey, look,
That's a living funeral.
He's got like 3 months to live. You want to have strippers and cocaine? That's your business. Like that's your life. End it the way you want. If you're gonna go
Monica
out,
says she had an
that's the way
uncle
you
who
go out.
roasted all of us at a funeral. He said he knew who would be there, and he had a video above his casket. Said it was hilarious.
Oh, that's great.
That is awesome.
I love that.
That's another avenue that Robin, put that branch on your website. Like, do you want me to make a video? Give me the content. All right, who do you want me to call out? It's like Dave and Buddy will be there. I'll be like, okay, we're going to talk about this about Dave. And then you're going to say this
all
about
their
Buddy.
dirty secrets.
I thought about that. Like all the secrets and everything, just like make a video of it for the rest of my life and, have a video, like all the secrets that can like shit that I know that maybe could ruin lives or whatever, just at the funeral. Well, Dave has a message for all of you. It's just like the fucking worst of the worst. Like,
The
hey,
truth
did you know
shall
that?
set you free.
That Shane Gillis skit where he's like on the plane and it's about the
I was thinking about that.
and like the people like call and they're like, I love you. And he's like, he calls like the auto parts place. And he's like, yeah, I own the Pontiac. I'm going to come down there and whip your ass. And they're like, what are you doing? He's like, why would I want to call somebody I love and ruin their day? I'm going to call people I hate. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to look that one up too, because I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's hilarious.
No, that's a pretty good one. He's like, no, this is your perfect time. Like, we're going to die. He's like, just call everybody you hate and tell them off.
Yeah. Yeah. The lady's like,
Yeah.
let me talk to your dad. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did want to bring up Stanford, because every time I make up a stat, which is every day, and I say that something is this, I say it's from a Stanford study. And then nobody can question you when you say that. It's like, well,
Right.
it was a Stanford study that shows this. When did Stanford start this program? And for those of you, Dave, have you ever seen Patch Adams? The old Robert
Probably. Yeah. Yeah.
What? Best
Dave
movie
was
ever.
raised in Germany, so he watched mostly Baywatch and
I did watch a lot of Baywatch and Hasselhoff for sure.
Okay.
I mean, we all
21
watched
years in
Baywatch.
Germany, Robin. So yeah,
Are you
a lot of
homework?
times when yeah.
Then
The
again,
name rings a bell. Go ahead.
comedy in Germany is a little bit different than comedy everywhere else. Like, and then he was not following the rules.
Nine.
Oh, and we caught him, and it was so funny.
But yeah, Robin, when did this program start? And just talk a little bit about that if you don't mind.
Yeah, well, it's the Hoover Institution at Stanford. So it's the think tank right there on Hoover Tower, right in the middle of campus. You probably know some of the names, like Victor Davis Hanson, H.R. McMaster, some of the senior fellows. I mean, they're thought leaders in just about every academic space. But so this was the fourth cohort. So it's a year. I think it might be going to 18 months here in the next cohort. But it's a year-long cohort, non-resident, but you do have to go back to Stanford several times to Hoover. They do one in the Hoover office in DC as well. But basically, they select 10 veterans a year. And so you put in an application should open up in April. So if there are people out there that are vets that are interested, you can look up Veteran Fellowship Hoover Institution. It's a really awesome opportunity. Condoleezza Rice is, the head senior director of Hoover. So there's a lot of just great connections and you learn a lot. They bring you in, you basically get a ton of education, but all different topics. But you have to do a capstone. And so the capstone requirement is you got to have something meaningful to bring about some sort of social good, some sort of good in the world. And that's who they're looking for. People who want to be change makers. And so my approach was we need to be more innovative in our mental fitness and our approach to mental health. I'm just kind of tired of the same old hearing the same old like bullshit. And so I thought, well, how could I make humor and comedy a way for people to heal? And so that's what I've been working on, the research, the study of laughter's effect on the brain. And so we're looking at MRI imaging and we're saying, okay, like if you're coughing and choking on something, you're going to try to dislodge the object. And if you can't, you'll do like choking, international sign for choking. And then hopefully somebody gives you the Heimlich if you can't, get it out. But if your brain is
starts
choking,
recording now.
What's that?
Everybody just starts recording now, like somebody's in trouble.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, they don't even help you. Yeah. But if your brain is choking on negative thoughts, there's no like international sign that I'm choking, I'm in distress, I'm overwhelmed. We know that suicide, the number one cause of it is untreated depression. So basically just negative thought patterns recurring in your head. So how do you clear that metaphoric airway? And so the study is laughter. I think laughter gives enough optimism, enough like air into your cognitive process to disrupt those thoughts enough to say, I'm not going to choose the action of self-harm.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
I know, I just got really nerdy, but I love it. It's really fascinating to see how the brain responds when you're experiencing, humor. I mean, you guys like to laugh. You're funny guys.
Well, I mean,
It's absolutely correct.
You see it all the time in the military too, to be honest. Like, you're in like a really bad situation and like there's nothing you can
laugh
do about it. So you just laugh about it. Cause I mean, what are you gonna do? Cry? Like,
yeah.
Like just sit
And it
there,
literally
right?
helps you get through that situation.
It's like, all right, man, like it's time to take our pants off and get into this combat because
It's all we have. It's all we have to fall back on. I went to visit I work with veterans here in Charleston, and I went to go visit one of them who attempted to take his own life, and he'd been participating in some of my hilarious groups, but had a rough night of drinking and chose to take his gun and shoot himself here under his chin. The bullet ricocheted off of his dental work, exited out his cheek.
That's
like minimal injuries, by the way, like miracle.
Shit.
And survives. But then like his wife called and she's like, hey, he doesn't really want to see anybody, but he wants you to come make him laugh. Can you come visit? You're the only visitor besides me that he wants to see. And I was like, okay, I'll go by. I was like, damn, like, what am I going to say to this guy? Like, I'm not going to go in there and be like priest and a rabbi. I walked into a bar. Like, I don't know. So he was a Marine. And so I went in there. It's like, hey, I know that you said you were a Marine, but I'm going to need to see some proof because you missed.
Yeah, your marksmanship, it was not good.
And he laughed so hard.
I'm like,
He was cracking up. And I was like, I told you that if you wanted to get into stand-up comedy like me, that you'd have to get headshots. Wasn't being literal.
Yeah, not the right ones.
Oh, that's freaking great.
Why'd you turn yourself into a sprinkler system?
How's he doing now? Good?
So good. He's so good.
Good.
He's doing great. And you know what? And it pisses me off. I'm like, you are the only person I know that can shoot yourself in the face and look cuter afterwards. He's got this dimple now. I'm like, you suck.
Well, like I said, the funny thing is that's how like we deal with things in the military quite a bit. Like you asked me like not too long ago how many times I've been married. I've only been married twice, but the first time, like the day after I found out I was not going to be married anymore, my one of my guys was like made a joke about it. And I was like, dude, it hasn't even been 24 hours, but it makes you realize that like in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't fucking matter. Like it's whatever. Like you'll get through it just like you get through everything else and it'll be fine. And then you laugh about it and go, all right, well.
Yeah. The whole reason jokes work, the reason why humor and jokes work, because it sounds like, oh, I get it. Laughter's the best medicine, blah, 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 blah. But the reason it works is because it changes your perspective on the situation. And you start to see some light in it and you start to see it's not that fucking bad. So you can say, for example, this is a joke that I tell, but obviously I'm not going to tell it like I'm on stage, but this is something that truly happened. So I planned a whole trip for my family. We went to Disney World, right? And I'm super excited about going. And we get there and we're in line. And my husband says, oh, are we seriously going to wait 2 hours for a 5-minute ride? I was so pissed off at him. I was like, are you kidding me right now? We've been married for 20 years and all I've ever gotten are 5-minute rides. And just like writing that joke in my head, like made me less mad at him. Like it literally saved his life. Yeah. And then while I stood in line for 2 hours, I kept building on that material and ended up writing a whole bit that I do now on my shows. Or I had a guy named Melvin. Melvin is a veteran, legally blind. And he was having trouble with his wife. They were just fighting all the time. He came into one of the groups. He's like, look, I don't feel like this is funny. I'm pretty upset with my wife. I think we're going to call it quits. We're done. I said, well, tell me what's going on. He's like, she just doesn't understand what it's like to live visually impaired. I said, okay, well, give me some examples. And so he told me, and then we wrote this joke together. And his joke is, my name is Melvin. I've been legally blind for 6 years. Yesterday, my wife asked me if I'd seen her keys. Nope. This morning, she asked me if I'd seen her glasses. Nope. Then she asked me, do I look fat in this dress? Yep. And he like that moment, like you could tell that he like felt so much better and more in control of the dynamic between him and his spouse. Did it save their marriage? I don't know. Did it make it better for that day? Absolutely.
So in this study at Stanford, you're figuring all this out. Was there ever any data or like a situation where no, this is the time where we don't use humor? Like when you should, like the MRIs or we shouldn't. Yeah.
I think he said when we shouldn't. Yeah.
When we shouldn't. Like this is a time where we don't do that. Like where is there any because I'm curious about that too, because I put my foot in my fucking mouth all the time where I think I'm at a point where I could spice this situation up, make it a little funnier, and it didn't land. You know, maybe the joke sucked or
people don't know you on a personal level.
I can think of times where jokes probably
personal level. No, you're just fucking around. But
well, I'm not talking about the obvious, like the very obvious. I'm saying, was there anything that it came up as like there's certain people or there's a certain mindset where it's like hold off a bit?
There's a lot of people that are.
Yeah, I mean, people are so risk averse now because they're afraid they're going to get canceled or HR get sent to HR. So there's definitely some people who are nervous. And by the way, on this podcast, I'm being a lot more relaxed. I mean, when I do corporate stuff, I don't swear or anything, but and that's always a question. You're not going to say anything raunchy or offensive, or when I know my audience, I know where I can do that, where I can't. I I think it's a pretty cowardly excuse to say that. Like, everything has risk in it, and you've got to take a little risk because it's so powerful to not do it at all. I had a leader in the Army that didn't have a sense of humor at all, really was terrible to work for. This is what I would say is humor is really powerful to superpower. So now, besides helping veterans, I'm helping on the corporate side because it makes you a much better connector, a much better salesperson. It's great for leadership, but people don't know how to use it without offending people. And so that's a talk I like to give or do some training with folks is okay. And really challenging if they were a veteran before, because y'all know you have potty mouths, right?
That's
So-
A
bad.
little, just a
I
little.
didn't
Yeah.
want to get mad at my daughter. She had said something pretty bad on a text message that I saw, and I was like, I don't think I'm even going to get mad at you because like I have not set that example for you to not talk that way. It's like,
Yeah, same.
sorry. Like,
Well, that's kind of the big problem, though, right? Like you're talking about, like, not using, like, in the corporate world. Like, if you took those same people from that corporate meeting and, like, had them one-on-one, that's a completely different audience, and but like, everybody's so worried about what everybody thinks about, like, if they laugh at a joke that other people might think is offensive, like, just calm down. Like, people take themselves too seriously, and they're too worried about what everybody else thinks about what they think is funny. So they put that in, like, they like bury that humor down, and it just builds more like of the opposite, like negative thoughts, and like it's just I don't know.
There's been a ton of studies though that show that if you have humor, you have in the workplace, you have an environment that's much more trusting of each other, much more authentic. People are more happy to be at work and to work with you. So what do you do? Like when I'm doing a performance, I have to make some on the fly decisions sometimes of what jokes I'm going to do. Maybe I'm going to pivot. Maybe I'm going to do one. Maybe I'll leave it out. So I'm reading the room to see. I always start with like feeler jokes. So the beginning of my set is jokes that I know are specifically designed to test where the line is with that audience. Now I've already, if it's a corporate, like a paid, like corporate thing, I've already done my homework, research, talked to the HR, like really understood like what they're comfortable with and not. And I will err on the side of caution just because it's a corporate gig. But if it's a comedy club gig, you're still testing that line, right? To see where they are. When you make those, I would rather, let's say there's 100 people in the audience. Let's say I tell a joke that I love and I think it's funny and it lands for 95 people, but 5 people don't like it. And maybe 2 of those 5 are offended. I call that a win.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. There are people in this
Yeah.
world that literally wake up in the morning trying to find something to be offended or annoyed about anyway. And you're never
Yeah,
going to make
PJ just said in the chat, buddy, you can be offended, but that doesn't make you right.
well,
Opinion is not fact. Yeah.
that's fine,
Uh,
PJ,
like,
because it's from a Stanford study.
yeah.
Every opinion that I have. So,
I did a joke one time.
Dr.
I said,
Harrison.
I'm
Almost Dr.
160
Harrison.
pounds, but I identify as 140. And this lady afterwards got mad at me and she's like, your joke was just anti-trans and you are, transphobic. And I'm like, it was a joke about being fat.
Not a
I
huge deal,
really,
but you get to say whatever you want about trans people. Like, you're a woman, but you're also a fella from Stanford. So whatever.
yeah.
Boom. Take
Yeah.
that.
And then
Say whatever I want about the card.
Well, at a comedy show though, there should be no holds barred. Like I've seen
right?
so many like famous comedians where they're like showing like the aftermath and like people like trying to go on stage and fight them and hecklers and like, dude, you're at a comedy show. Shut the
Yeah.
fuck up. Like no hold barred. Like that comedian up there, if he wants to make fun of my ears, how I look, my religion, whatever,
That's
like
their
I
art.
decided to come here. If he wants to roast me, like he can roast me, man. Like don't be offended, man. Don't already go in there with that attitude that, like no. That's I think I don't know. It blows my mind that people do that.
Well, yeah, and we've talked about it before, and we've seen it with the older comedians.
There is a time and a
where
place, though.
that's where
Go ahead.
you got a lot of your common sense news you got from comedians. Like they would be like, "Do you know how dumb you fucking sound right now? Like saying this about this, and watch Carlin. Carlin, it's like
George Carlin. My dad was obsessed with him
Like,
growing up.
comedy is
And
kind
I
of
grew up in
the
Germany.
last-
Look, and I watched George Carlin all the
Like,
time. That
but-
dude was on point, man.
Comedy is
Yeah.
like the last place where you can say what you're thinking and make a joke about like and like hold up a mirror to society, and then people actually have to think about it. But there, like I said, there are people that go to a comedy show, like Dave said, and like they go there almost to get offended. Like, I can't believe you said that.
And you're like, why are you here?
Like, you're at a comedy show. Like,
Yep.
you didn't just
or you boo the joke,
here.
you know, like, ooh, oh, did that touch your feels? Did
Yeah.
that hit you a little bit?
Grow a pair.
Since we went over the comedians, since we talked real quick, who's your favorite right now, Robin? If you had to like mention like 2 or 3 comedians at the top of your head currently that are still active doing comedy, who are like 2 or 3 of your favorites?
Active duty comedians.
Active duty comedians. Well, I still have to say my all-time favorite ever is Robin Williams, of course. God rest his soul.
Oh yeah, he was amazing.
Yeah. I've wanted to be him since I was 7, and I would have fully made the transition if I could have been him. But
That's how you became a fellow.
You know, yeah, a fella.
What was sad?
You know who
I don't
I
even want to get
really
on that whole tangent, but that guy like expressed love and like
her a
happiness.
question.
I know.
You asked her a question.
Jesus,
Shut up.
Dave.
You just said Robin Williams,
Shut the
man. I
fuck
just
up.
wanted to
I'm in the
say
middle of a bromance
R.I.P.,
here.
man.
Bromance word.
Yeah.
We were getting
Go
hot
ahead.
there. Transition to Robin Williams.
Yeah. You know who I'm really I switch comedians who I like all the time. I go through phases, and when I'm into one, I like watch all their stuff, and then I switch to another and I go back and forth. I guess I'm a comedian swinger. I like right now I really like Jim Gaffigan because I'm trying to improve on my own delivery and performance. My voice changes and my act outs, and I think Jim is a brilliant comedian that does act outs very well. And I just love the way he uses his voice to deliver such a quality show. I really love, everybody likes Nate Bargatze because he's such a sweet, good guy and he's clean. I also really like him too. I hate to be on a bandwagon because, but he just is like, I've seen him live a couple times and just, he's like, you feel like you're at a small party in his backyard and he's just telling you jokes. Like no matter how big the venue is, you just feel like you're just having this great one-on-one conversation with him. So I really like how authentic he is. But there's something also that's good from me as a professional watching him is his comedic timing. I find his timing he's slower than most comedians. I mean, his delivery to me, he is, but I love it. It's like it's dramatic pause and just the way he uses it is brilliant. And then I like a lot of female comics. I feel like female comedians get overlooked. Of course, Leanne Morgan's probably the one closest to my age. So I'm so proud of her for all that she's grown to her success in the last couple years. She's great. There's Carrie Louise, who, if you don't know, she's really funny. My Eliza Schlesinger, she's really funny too. I can respect like the Nikki Glazers of the world. I think she's funny. I'm just not that raunchy for my personal style, but she's talented. It's just not for me.
Well, that's an interesting point. We like the, is there sexism in comedy to where a guy says it's hilarious, and then you watch like the Marvelous Miss Maisel, on Prime. Where,
oh God, I love that show so bad.
Or you used to get arrested if a woman was lewd in public because she swore, like, and they literally arrest a woman for saying something on stage. But a guy could say it. Is there a lot of that now where it's like, ooh, you're a woman, that's not funny, like, or is it not land because you're a woman?
Yes, I think yes. It depends on where you live. I'm in the Southeast. I'm in Charleston. So they don't want me to be filthy. I mean, it's more acceptable if I'm a little cleaner and I'm more sweeter and Southern. But if I was in New York, I don't think anybody would really be offended.
Get away with it. Yep.
Yeah, I could get away with it.
And by get away with it, I don't mean like it's frowned upon. I'm saying they're more accepted. Yeah.
Carefully, Dave. A woman runs that house, so it's easy.
Well, dude, I'm married to a woman with a neck tattoo. Like in California, that shit would be cool, and she's a very successful businesswoman. But you go into some other state, and I'm like, oh, you got a neck tattoo, that's trash, and yeah, it just depends on where you're at, for sure. New York's way more open when it comes to stuff like that.
You know what? Where most of the sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good.
He just does it all the time.
The most of the sexism, I think, in the industry is not so much on our content, but in that that bookers and comedian like comedy clubs, I don't see a lot of them booking women, like more than one woman on a show, unless the headliner brings another woman comic with them, and that's a part of their writer in the agreement. But I've had a lot of bookers say, well, I already have a woman on the show when I asked for stage time. And I'm like, well, didn't you do a show last week with 3 dudes on it? Like, you can't have 2 women on a show. So I've ran into that more than I have audience giving me any kind of issues with being female. And then if you are on a show, I just feel like we have to work a little bit harder to get headlining spots. Oh yeah, you can host or you can feature, but to headline, that's just a tougher cut.
Interesting. Yeah.
Wow.
Because we literally I had a discussion with somebody today about that. Was like, that joke would have landed if I was a dude, and I'm like, yeah, probably. So now you're a Karen, or whatever. It's like, well, like, no, it was funny, sarcasm. Are you allowed to be sarcastic as a woman? Like, I don't know. So you don't look at it that way. And then I had one other question, because you talked about using the MRIs for your study as well. Have you linked up with the people that use the magnets, like the Wave in Neuroscience? I think it's Dr. Wong, an Air Force veteran out in Newport. Like, have you ever looked into something like that to seeing if a joke lands and what it triggers in their brain, because they can do that with the magnets and stuff like that? Have you ever thought about doing something like that? Because I think we can make that connection.
I've thought about it. I haven't done it yet.
Okay.
But I did just
Would you want me to connect you guys?
Yeah, let's do
He
it.
would love it. He is a stand-up guy too. Yeah.
Yeah, I just joined a group called the Neuroplasticians Network, and it's a bunch of nerdy people who study the brain and how it works and how it can affect behavior change. And so I've been getting connected with more and more people who are actually doctors and in neuroscience. I mean, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a neuroscientist, I'm not a clinician. So I'm learning all this stuff, but it begs the question, do I need to go back to school? Which I don't
You're
really.
just a Stanford certified comedian.
I'm not certified in comedy by Stanford, but
just say it sounds better.
It's the Association for Applied and Therapeutic Humor that certifies people. It's a 3-year program. It's aath.org for those who are watching. And actually, we have a conference in Charlotte in May where I'll be keynote speaking, which is kind of cool because finally,
you made it.
I made it. Look, Mom, I made it.
What is your EDC?
Is that
erectile dysfunction?
I know. No, only you. I don't know what. Can you, Jimmy? What does that EDC mean?
Yeah, we don't know, Jimmy. Jimmy, explain.
Jimmy, we don't know. You got to help us out.
We can guess. But no, yeah. Speaking of that, I'm hoping that you get to go out to Fort Sill as well. That place,
I'd love to.
That place is a disaster, and people need humor out there. It's so sad going out there. But I know that when Sergeant Major Pearson got Drew Hernandez out there, like, they booked that place, like, because they're begging for humor. So that, like, just something to do. So immediately I thought of you, and when I was out there, I'm like, God, this place people need to laugh a little bit out here. It's depressing.
It's brutal, man.
Yeah. I do a lot of. I tour with Armed Forces Entertainment, and so I've done shows in Japan, Korea, Guam, Hawaii. I'm getting ready to go to Alaska. I've done Minot, North Dakota.
Yeah, Minot needs humor.
Oh yeah. And here's the thing. I like to go to the places that nobody wants to go to when it's the worst time to go. I want to go to Fort Polk in August. I want to go to Alaska in January. I went to Minot in February. It was cold as F. It was like negative 36 degrees. My lashes froze. I couldn't blink.
Are you doing that so that you have like material? Because the only reason I could think to go to Leesville, Louisiana in August is because I want to be so miserable that I can see other people being miserable and then laugh at them.
No, because
Louisiana was brutal, man.
Oh, I hate that place, but I'll do it it's because I love service members, especially soldiers, because I'm a soldier for life. I love service members. That's my calling. But all the other, it's a cutthroat industry in comedy. There's a ton of comedians who would love to go what they say. I'm going to go do shows for the troops. And I'm like, but really, going to Hawaii in May isn't really hard. Like everybody wants to do that. But nobody, I want to go to the places where they really need it, when they need it the most, when it's the shittiest weather. And I feel like not very many comedians would do that. And so that's how I can set myself apart from all the other ones that are in line to do it.
Yep.
And I'm not going to whine about it and be a little bitch because I was in the Army. So you need me to sleep on the floor or out in the dirt because that's the best you can do because they're not able to provide. Okay. Now, mind you, when I travel on corporate stuff, I will need a 4-star hotel and car service. But when
they can pay for it. They can pay for it.
I'm with my people.
You got Corey. Corey said you need to come to Hood. No, that's one base nobody goes to. No matter what, you guys are just stuck there. She don't want to die, right? Like so, like
you might go there, but then nobody knows what happens after you get there.
No, I would go to. You know what? I was in 3rd CR at.
They might actually need it. We're talking about all this. Fort Hood might actually need the comedic relief and some happiness, and yeah.
They do right now. There's a lot going on.
I go there a lot for suicide prevention work because
I know. Is there a lot going on? Is it getting worse right now?
Wasn't the soldiers that were killed in Lithuania?
No, Lithuania. They were
out of Fort Hood.
Where were they?
I think they're 3rd ID.
I think they were 3rd ID out of Fort Hood, or no, that would be.
No, they're out of
Stewart, maybe.
Or Stewart.
Yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. I know that. The great place, Fort Hood is. Is it still Fort Hood or is it something else? Cavazos.
Fort Cavazos.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. Fort Hood is the only place that should have never had its name changed, because it would just say you're just naming it after the ambiance of the base. Fort Hood, still the same.
No, Corey's good guy.
I had a soldier that was a young private when I was a 1st sergeant, and I ran into him again at Fort Hood, and bought him a drink and some dinner, and he's like, and he still calls me 1st sergeant. I'm like, no, man, I'm Nick, man, I'm out, and he's like, well, my first day here, I drove to the gate and there was somebody hanging off the bridge, and it's like that was my first day here, and it was like everybody's like, oh shit, you're going to Hood. I'm like, it can't be that bad. Yeah,
I went there after the.
I've never been there ever.
After the incident with the specialist that was murdered there in the arms room or whatever.
Oh,
first of all, I thought it happened at I was like, why was anybody in the arms room at 2:00 in the morning and nobody cared? And the civilian that I was getting my little tour from to do some engineer stuff, he was like, my man, that was 1400. I was like, it was in the middle of the afternoon. And he was like, yeah. I was like, that's crazy. And he was like, no, what's crazy is when we started looking for her, we found a bunch of other people. I was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, the good thing about that place, though, is I really think
Vanessa Gillian,
Lieutenant General Admiral's got to go in a good direction. I think he's going to hopefully do some damage there in a good way. And kind of turn it around.
Image in a good way. That's only an infantry person would say that.
Yeah.
Well,
that's okay. It's justified violence.
The culture has to change. Because they're like, oh, we've always run guns to Mexico from here. What? Go back? What did you just say? What? Yeah. You guys don't do that at Fort Bragg? No, we don't.
No, we just sell knives out of trunks at Fort Bragg.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
No, my son was born at Fort Hood at Darnell Army Hospital.
There you go.
I had a baby there, yo.
Yeah, so when if he does something dumb when he's older, we know why. So it's just
the water. It was the water.
It was the water.
Slightly better than Camp Lejeune.
Yeah. I got off on a tangent there on Fort Hood, and I know it's tough.
That's what happens when you talk about the Hood.
Yeah. Dude, our good friend and leader, Cliff Burgoyne, took over a 3-corps sergeant major there, and within a month was under investigation.
Yeah, because
they'll talk about it clear as day. It's like, you can't set a standard down here. They will eat you from the inside.
Yeah.
And it ruined his motivation. And it was a great leader that at a core level was like, I'm out. No, I'm out. I can't deal with this. And now he works for ESS classes. So go get yourself some ESS classes and support Cliff Burgoyne. But again, really, That is true. It's like just the humor, and I know it's true because that's what you're making. You're making a living off of it, and I really, like I said, we follow you, and anything that we can do to help to support you, or or share information or get it out there, just let us know. Like,
yeah,
we
I
really
do
like what you're doing.
monthly workshops. That I don't know when this is going to go. When you guys will produce, I guess it's live, right? So it's out like now.
Yeah.
So April 16th is the next one. It's from 12 to 12:45. It's virtual, and it's called Hilarious. It's 45 minutes of learning how to use humor and to write jokes about the stuff that is on your mind that might be heavier. Just really dark. It's kind of dark humor 101, I guess. So anyway, it's free for veterans and first responders. So you just find it on Eventbrite, register, and that's it.
Eventbrite for Hilarious.
Yeah, HEALARIOUS. Like
we got ChatGPT. I don't need to spell anymore. I just put it in there.
You could never spell it before anyway.
Us, man.
No, never tried. Well, that's another thing too. Is cursive. You want to confuse somebody, just write in cursive now. They don't even teach that shit anymore.
I know. My kids can't even sign their name. I told them to do a signature, and they're like, "What?"
Yeah,
they can print. They can only print.
Like, can I draw it on Adobe and just print it? Put it on.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
never going to be a baseball player with that signature.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Nope. That's true too. That's true too. You want to be a professional athlete? Better learn cursive. You
better figure out a signature anyway.
That bullshit. So, but yeah, I guess I could do a quick AAR unless we want to keep going.
I actually wrote a joke about that a week ago and forgot it.
Yeah. Does anybody else have anything for Robin, or does Robin have anything else? And we can
Chris said something about some kind of package. I don't know.
Chris said something about a package on the chat.
Yeah, he said, have Becky grab the package. You'll understand when you see it. It belongs on air. I have no idea.
I don't think we should be talking about that live, Chris, about what Becky needs to do to my package. But it is what it is. Yeah. So no, quick AAR. I'm a loser. I was late. It is what it is. I did the fall asleep, and that's my bad. Apparently, there's the concubines, and the way to sneak women back in the day was to put them 600 feet under the ground.
Meters.
And then,
farther. Yeah.
Meters. Sorry, meters. I only use the metric system for important stuff. So what is it? 600 football fields deep is how far they put it. That's how we're measuring. And then Buddy is triggered by the Postal Service, and it was more of a book of rural than it was an honesty cap. But yeah, and like Robin said, it was your choice, buddy. You chose UPS or USPS, and that's just is what it is. And there's great Americans that work for USPS, not just people with Down syndrome. All right, so there's great people that work there. And then Robin, who is now, I'm going to say it because it sounds better, a Stanford certified comedian, and
she's a fellow there.
A fellow at Stanford. No, and again, I'm really excited to see how this goes, and I want to follow it some more of doing the Patch Adams effect and getting humor into situations where it's just not a custom, but probably a lot better for you. So really excited about the funerals and seeing how that putting the fun in the funeral. And then like she said, I'm going to hit this up for the main point of the AR is a lot of people don't have their death, what's going to happen plan.
Death plan. Yeah.
Yeah, a death plan. And that is the only constant in life is that it will end.
That is a guarantee.
That is a guarantee. So yeah, maybe take a look at it and maybe have some people that have some fun at your funeral. And then, hit up Robin on Instagram and give her a couple of bucks to write your eulogy. I think I'm going to do that right now, or your obituary. Like, I think I'm going to do that as well. And other than that, yeah, it was a great show. And again, I apologize for being late. I suck, but you guys are awesome.
I had to take a nap, man. We're getting old.
Yeah, I did. Dude, I was like, shit.
Yeah. If they're looking for my Instagram, it's at Robin Phoenix Johnson. They can follow me there. They so choose. Be great.
Yeah, they will. They will. At Robin Phoenix Johnson. If we had our producer here, he would be putting all these in the chat.
Oh, there is a book they can also get called "I'm Dead Now What." You can order on Amazon. I don't think it's expensive. That basically you can plan your whole funeral, everything you want in there.
Love it. Yeah, check it out.
Yeah.
Thanks, Robin. Amazing time. Thanks to
Good to be
everybody who
back.
tuned in. If you tuned in late, go to VeteranTrashTalk.com. That has the links to everything. Go to shop.VeteranTrashTalk.com. That's where you can buy our awesome merch, which promotes people like Robin that come on our show and other good causes. Nick is wearing the Fuck Hamas shirt. Amazing, because we don't support terrorism. I'm wearing the American Infidel shirt, one of my favorite. And we'll catch you guys next Saturday. Baseman BTT out.
I'm wearing a shirt
Boom.
too.